Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Cheers to you for surviving another week of the winter. Yes, the winter, the snow, if that's where you are in the world. Cheers. Anyways, lots of snow around. Something. If you live in the area that I live in, it'll be gone this week and there'll be floods everywhere. That's not good. It's not a good thing. But anyhow, happy Sunday. My ears just cracked. That's why you saw that little weird jaw thing. Hang on. Okay. If you've been watching this show for the past, I don't know how many years. Anyhow, you'll know that around this time of year, the RnR Hall of Fame nominees come out for the year. For 2025, this is my RnR Hall of Fame nominee show where we announce the nominees. And then later on, I think around April, you vote. You vote, and you do whatever you have to do to vote. I voted every day at one point in time. Then I realized, the votes don't really matter because they just take 1% of the voting thing, and then they decide anyways who's going to be in, and that's the RnR Hall of Fame. But at least they give you a people's vote, people's choice kind of vote to anyhow. You might know that I'm a guitar fan. I by the way, I pulled this guy out because last week I had a red t-shirt on. You can't really see the beauty of the red of Fred. That's what we call this one, Fred. Because it's a FR65 and it's red and anyhow. I'm going to announce the RnR Hall of Fame nominees for 2025, and they are on my laptop over here outside of the screen. So I'm going to be looking over here and reading because I can't remember all this off the top of my head. Are you kidding me? Come on. Okay, so here we go. And just remember, I'm a guitar fan. Okay. Bad Company. Classic rock. Paul Rodgers, amazing. Let's name off the guitar players. Mick Ralphs. Okay. The Black Crowes. Rock is represented again. Yes. The Black Crowes, the Robinson Brothers. Yes. And let's name all the guitar players. I can't do it. Never mind. Chubby Checker. Hey, classic. Joe Cocker. Okay. Joe Cocker. Billy Idol. That's why I played Rebel Yell, because I'll talk about this later. Joy Division, New Order. Cyndi Lauper. There's always one that I have never heard of and cannot pronounce properly, and it's Mene. Don't know anything about that artist, but they're on here. Oasis. Moving quickly past Oasis. Outcast with a K. Fish. Soundgarden. White Stripes. The White Stripes, sorry, Jack. And Mariah Carey. Okay. First off, let's get past the whole. It's called the RnR Hall of Fame. Why are there non-rock people in there? I've already made my peace with this, and if you want to go back and watch 300 videos ago, or not that far, but I have always said that rock and roll is an inclusive form of music that really does not it breaks down all the barriers of male, female, race, styles, all that kind of thing. So I don't care if Outkast, I don't care if you don't think Cyndi Lauper's rock and roll, or Mariah Carey. I don't care. It's an inclusive form of music. It's a name on a building in Cleveland, and enough said. Anyhow, let's take a look at who we got here. Okay, who deserves to be in here? Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker. Yeah. I think those are givens. If they don't get in, it's really there's a problem there. Everybody else, I'm on the fence about. Everybody else. Um, Bad Company. I love Bad Company. I've played Bad Company growing up in high school bands and stuff like that. Can't get enough. A lot of real great riffs and stuff like that. Um, Feel Like Making Love. All these songs are amazing. Yes, classic rock. Yeah, sure. Why not? Black Crows. Yeah. Okay. So the criteria is you have to be artists. I'm going to read right off here. Artists become eligible for nomination 25 years after releasing their first commercial recording. Okay. So, like I said, everybody else, I'm kind of on the fence who should be in there. Oasis, as much as I never thought they were incredible, as much as they thought they were, um, they have a huge following, and I think the people's vote will be huge for Oasis. Okay, uh, and I do like some of their songs. Yes, they are very good. They're very good. I'm not going to pay $3,000 for a ticket to see them this summer. No, I won't be doing that. Soundgarden, posthumously, I love Chris Cornell, probably one of the best singers ever. Um, there you go. White Stripes, groundbreaking band. You know, as I look over this, I was going to pan this when I looked at it over early this week, and I was going to do this show on Sunday, and I was going to say, I don't really think, because I'm such a guitar fan, but if I look a little closer here, there are some pretty great guitar players there. Mick Ralphs from Bad Company, um, Rich Robinson from Black Crows, as well as the other guitar players that play, like Oddly Freed, and um, I can't even remember the first guy on the first Black Crowes album. But that Hard to Handle solo was not played by him. It was played by Brendan O'Brien, the producer of the album, and that's a classic solo. And it was played by the producer. That's pretty cool, actually. Um, and of course, my favorite guitar player out of the whole group here of people, which includes Mick Ralphs, Rich Robinson, um, whoever plays in Oasis, one of those guys. Kim from Soundgarden, incredible, groundbreaking guitar player. Soundgarden is great, and of course Jack White, who some people would say he's a groundbreaking guitar player. Okay. Uh, but Steve Stevens from Billy Idol. Now, Billy Idol, of course, is being nominated. I can't see not nominating or not inducting Steve Stevens as well, because all those guitar parts, um, Dancing with Myself, and that classic, which I thought was a keyboard part when I heard that song first, and then I saw. I said, here's a story. I went and saw a guitar clinic for Blues Saraceno, who was, if you don't know who that is, he came out of the whole shred group of guitar players, but he was a little bit more bluesy. Ended up playing and being in Poison. He was one of the replacements for CC DeVille in Poison. Richie Kotzen was another one. But I went and saw him, Steve's Music in Toronto, Queen Street. It was a clinic, and he was a great guitar player. He just kind of went in there, plugged into a Marshall head, just kind of tweaked his thing, and then had an incredible sound, and sat there and played. But he was talking about Steve Stevens, and he just sat there and went. I looked at my buddy that were two guitar geeks that were there, watching him. Goes, I thought that was a keyboard part, and because we didn't have the internet, we didn't have 50 guys playing it on YouTube to teach us how to play that, and so anyways, that was my story about the incredible guitar riff for the beginning of that song. And Steve Stevens is an incredible guitar player. I hope out of everybody, Billy Idol gets in, and Steve Stevens is by his side, as he always has been. I think he left for a little bit. They had some other guy who really did not complete the role of how can you step in that guy's shoes? Anyways, the clothes, the hair, the guitars, Anyhow, not that I mean, I saw them, and I think I'm always looking for, and you might be with me on this, if you're a heavy rock person. I'm always looking for Iron Maiden. I'm always looking for, Judas Priest is already in now, but I'm always looking for the harder bands. And I wore the Night Ranger shirt today because this is a band that's never going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but still amazing band. And I think this is why I'm saying this. Iron Maiden gets nominated every few years, I think. I know. Maybe they've only been nominated once. I don't know. Anyhow, that band deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame more than any of these people here. Why? Because they're still a valid current band. How many years later, when they got their start, like their commercial start was probably 1980, and they need to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I know Bruce Dickinson has panned it and said some bad things. That's probably gonna not get them in, but they need to be in. If Judas Priest is in, it's time for Iron Maiden. Okay, it's time for Iron Maiden. Write it in. They can't write it in. They've already picked it. But anyhow, I'm not too. It's not that bad. I'm gonna kind of turn my hum off because when I play these videos back, I hear that it's like, why didn't I switch to the amp off? Anyhow, other than the couple that I said, yeah, everybody else I'm kind of on the fence about. I mean, I think, Joe Cocker, Chubby Checker, and Billy Idol, yeah, okay. Everybody else, it's if they get in, great. If they don't, they'll probably be nominated the following year and get in again, or 2 years down the road. Um, it's all a commercial thing. Like people panned the Super Bowl halftime show. Why? Because it wasn't a rock act or wasn't a popular act. I mean, he's selling out. It's commercial. It's commercial. They're selling to young people who actually listen to this music. If you didn't understand those songs or know any of those songs, maybe we are too old. Okay, but Kendrick Lamar, I think he deserved to be there. Can you put AC/DC, as everyone suggests, for the halftime show? Probably wouldn't want to do it because it's free and and do they really need more of an audience, AC/DC, to go out there? Give it to somebody who wants to promote themselves in that for the Super Bowl halftime show. And then let's break down some boundaries here, people, and listen to some other stuff. And that sounds really funny coming from me, who listens to mostly just classic rock and 80s stuff. But yeah, but I think again, Black Crowes, Bad Company, Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker, Billy Idol, Joy Division, New Order, Cyndi Lauper, Mana, hope I'm pronouncing that right, Oasis, Outkast, Fish, Soundgarden, The White Stripes, and Mariah Carey. Yeah, I think so. I think they all deserve to be there. I'm going to be nice this year. Wasn't going to be earlier. But let's hope that Steve Stevens gets in with Billy Idol. I know Neil Giraldo got in because he's part of Pat Benatar's world, and I think he's kind of on the same level with Steve Stevens and Billy Idol, of all the writing of all those songs and all that kind of thing, and the guitar, and some pretty killer guitar riffs and all that. So I'm rambling on. Anyhow, people, come out and see, if you're in the Coburg area, come out and see Keep the Faith in Coburg this Friday night. Last day of February. It's over. Let's call it a goodbye to winter party. And then the next night I will be playing in Cambridge, Ontario, at our favorite place for Bridge on Fire's favorite place. One of our favorite places. Don't want to exclude anybody here. Cabanas. Carlos, we're coming home again. Cabanas in Cambridge on Saturday night, March 1st. Yes, part of the winter is now over. Anyhow, people, cheers. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you really want to vote, go on site, and you can vote every day. I found it very tedious doing that, and then I found out that everybody I voted for did not get in, and there was one year where Dave Matthews Band was way up in the popularity polls, like light years before the next person who was coming down. They didn't get in. So I stopped voting at that point in time. Okay. Anyhow, have a great week. Have your last week of February. I can speak this morning because it's Sunday and I don't know what I'm doing. Night Ranger rules. They will never be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. See ya. Good night. Bye.